Today I'm here with products that were released in 2020 that I feel were the absolute best. These are products that I've used over and over, that I've fallen in love with, that I want to share with you today. I love the idea of skincare and makeup in one. Less steps, right? Well, Neutrogena came out with this Radiant Primer Serum this year. I wanted to try it and see if my sensitive skin could tolerate it. Not only did it tolerate it, but I fell in love with it. It goes on beautifully. It gives my dry skin some extra moisture. It gives it some radiance without being very glittery. It doesn't disturb my makeup. It sinks right in the skin, and I think it's a perfect primer for a mature woman. Foundation. I couldn't believe when I tried the Wet n Wild Dewy foundation and for such an inexpensive price got such beautiful coverage. I'm wearing it right now, and it was a foundation I could wear that did not disturb my skin when I was fully broken out with rosacea. Now the rosacea is under control, and I just absolutely love it. It's so inexpensive. I like that it gives my skin a dewy look without looking oily or greasy. I can wear the Neutrogena primer underneath, which is what I'm doing right now. And I love the coverage. I would call it a medium coverage, which is what I really love. I don't want too full because then my skin tends to look really heavy and the lines in my face look more pronounced. If I can get a medium or light to medium coverage on my skin, I feel that gives me the best look. It covers up redness, it covers up broken capillaries on my face, yet my skin doesn't look heavy. So I'm really happy with this Wet n Wild from the drugstore. This year I bought a lot more blush than I have in a long time, and mostly cream products. There were so many interesting cream products, gels, different formulas that I think are just perfect for mature women. One that came a little later in the game towards summer was the Milani Cheek Kiss. I love this. It's a beautiful blush. It's not heavy on the skin. It sinks into the skin. Again, all these cream products aren't like they used to be years ago. They really become one with your skin, and also are great if you have fine lines around that area because they look much less pronounced than they do with powder. So I love the Milani. Also, I've pretty much used this up, the Maybelline Cheek Heat. Now this is more of a gel. This is a different texture than the Milani or the one from Physicians Formula, but I loved it. It's very thin, sheer, perfect for these days when we just want a little color, but we don't want too much. Now there was a powder that really got to me this year that I loved, and it was the L'Oreal Age Perfect. This is such a beautiful peach blush. I absolutely love it. Now it has skincare ingredients in it, and that's why I think I like it so much more than other powders that are more dry. This doesn't sink in my fine lines. It gives a very luminous and youthful look, and I really love it. There were a couple of bronzers that are cream that really stood out to me this year. One was the Physicians Formula Sculpting Bronzer. I like this. It gives a lot of color to my face. I can contour my face with this, and I really was very pleased with the shade. It matched well with my skin tone. I think you would have to go a little light with this if you have lighter skin tone than me, and maybe up the ante a little bit if your skin is darker than mine. But I really enjoyed using this. It was very creamy, very blendable. Now, I would have to say one of my favorite products was this Flower Beauty Heatwave. This is a bronzing essence. I'm wearing it right now, and I applied it with a sponge. It's so thin, you know, it comes in a dropper. I've shown this before, and it's just absolutely beautiful. What I like to do is put it onto my glass palette, put some on a sponge, and just sponge it in around the perimeter of my face on the cheeks as if I'm putting blush. Some days I just wear this and I don't wear any blush. But those of you that have bought it have written me back and said how much you loved it, that people said, did you get a little tan or you looked a little healthier? So I think, again, this is another product that although a younger person would enjoy it, I think someone my age, this is just absolutely perfect. I was really into highlighters that sink in the skin, where you just turn to the side and someone would just see that you had like a lit from within glow. So two that I love this year, one was from Physicians Formula. It's their Dewy highlighter, and I think this is just beautiful on the skin. It just looks like it's naturally you. Another one that came to me a little later in the game is this Flower Day Glow. This is beautiful. I talked about this, I believe, last week. It is not like Vaseline. It has a very smooth texture to it, but it's thin like that. And you can just pat it right into the skin, and it gives moisture to the skin without feeling greasy or anything. And I just love the look of this. It gives such a healthy glow, and it just makes your skin look very luminous. I had lots of fun with eyeshadows this year. One palette that I started out with earlier in the year that I fell in love with is the Milani Gilded Nude. What I like about this, and I'm wearing it right now, is you can go with a nude look, plums. They have shimmers in it, lots of mattes, and these are very blendable. So I found that I like this so much too because you can have a warm or a cool look all in one. So that was one of my real favorites. The other one is the Nudes of New York from Maybelline. Again, this is sort of the same thing. They're giving you plums, they're giving you nudes, champagne. There's more shimmer, I believe, in this palette, and more of a variety of shades of shimmer. So if you're looking for maybe a party look and you want a little bit of bronze and gold and champagne, then I would think this would be your palette. But what I also like is you have these mattes, these mid-tones, these creamier shades that you can use just under the brow to highlight it without any glitter. So both of these palettes, they're around the $15 price range, and I think they're both amazing. I didn't know if I would like these. I started off with the Maybelline Color Strike in this shade. It is called Chase, number 45. And it's a nude with a warm tone to it. Well, what I found out was I fell in love with it because it's one of those sort of one and done kind of shadows, or you can blend and work with them. Now, this is almost like a cream shadow. You put it in like this and sort of move it, and it has a sponge, and then you just apply it like this. You don't even need a makeup brush. Now, I do usually take a brush and blend the edges out, but those mornings when I was staying at home and just wanted a little color, or I knew I was just running out briefly, I fell in love with these for that. It was something I could do very quick. So I went out and bought this shade, which is a sort of a pinky plum shade. And then I went back and got a taupe and a navy. So that shows you I did fall in love with these, but I like them because you can go under the lash line and blend it out. I've used it sort of as a liner some days where I didn't have any color on my lid, and I just used it to line the eyes and sort of gave a smoky look. But I think these are great for that quick out the door eye look, and they become a real gem for me. Definitely my favorite mascara of 2020 was the Maybelline, the Falsies Lash Lift. I'm wearing it right now, and I feel that it gives my lashes a lift, like they say. I don't think it makes them super thick or long, but it definitely keeps them lifted, and as we age, our eyes can look a little heavier. So I think more than ever, the lashes being lifted is really important. So this is one that's been my go-to most of the year. I've talked so much how I love the brow gels, and I do, but of course, having a channel and reviewing makeup, I wanted to review this product from L'Oreal. It's their Micro Ink Pen. Now, at one point, I was going to have my brows microbladed, and actually the lady that I asked about it that does it recommended I didn't do it. She felt as I age, my brows might not look right. She says, I really wouldn't do it if I were you. Just get one of those pens. So that's what I did, and I do love this. It's very quick. It's got an edge like this with little cuts in it. So it really makes it look like you have little hairs. And I find that this is a really quick way to get my brows done, and also that the ink lasts all day, which is really important to me. So I definitely would give this one my stamp of approval. On to lips. Lip gloss. This, you can see what I love right here, the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. I went and bought 4 shades, and I never do that anymore because I review so many products. I like to just buy what I need to for reviewing, but I found that I love them so much. They just add a lot of luminosity and just take your lips to a new level. I did try the Fenty. I bought it and I ended up giving it to my daughter after I tried it. It was much thicker than this. I didn't like it as well. And this is so much less expensive than the Fenty. I'm going to show you this one. This is the lightest one. It's like a diamond shade. I'll write in the description the shade. But look how I apply it to the center of the lip, and how sparkly and luminous it looks. I love it. And then this shade that I bought is more of a solid shade with a little bit of glitter in it. And that one's 005 Petal. I like to use this in place of lipstick. I just put just this on because it's full coverage and covers my lip shade, my natural shade. But these are amazing and the price is like less than $7. So that's my find for 2020. If you're looking for a pencil that will stay on, stay in your waterline, I suggest this one from CoverGirl. It's from their Exhibitionist line. I bought the shade first in burgundy and fell in love with it. So then I went and bought the brown shade. The brown is called Rich Brown. This stays, it lasts, it doesn't smudge, it stays in the waterline. What more could I want, right? And so I've fallen in love with it. Usually I like pencils that you don't have to sharpen. You do have to sharpen these, but it is so worth it. One lipstick line that I think sort of flew under the radar this year was from NYX. You don't hear a lot about NYX anymore. And NYX came out with a lipstick that I first saw at Target. The name of it's Shout Loud. And I bought two shades. I bought Desert Rose and then the one I'm wearing right now, which is called A la Mode. And I absolutely love these. Now, I thought they might be too matte, but they're not at all. They're very creamy. Of course, I put a gloss over it right now, but I love how these look on the lips. I think they look very high-end. They're high-quality lipsticks. I love this shade. This is the Desert Rose. This is sort of my go-to shade that I always keep buying more lipsticks of the same color, but I love Rose. Rose looks nice with so many things that I wear. It's just very versatile and gives a little color to my face. Now, another favorite lipstick for this year is from Revlon. I think the packaging looks very luxe and the quality of the product is incredible. I always love the Revlon lip butters or the butter glosses that they used to have. This shade is Nude Illuminator number 20, and when I'm wearing something where I want a nude lipstick, this has been one of my go-tos. It glides on, it's very glossy, so you don't need a lip gloss. Also, I find it's super hydrating. So if your lips are dry and we're going into fall and winter here, I think this would be a great lipstick for you. Now, one that I think is so versatile, they actually came out with one 001 and it's just called Sparkling Quartz. This is a clear with sparkle that you could put over any lipstick. So this is a great multitasker. Any shade you already have, if you swipe this over it, it is going to elevate it to a new level. So this here is one of my favorite purchases of 2020. Now, I'm not sure that these came out in 2020. I'm pretty positive they did, but I didn't buy them till 2020 and I'm in love. The other day I called my mother on FaceTime. We were talking and I said, "Your hair is so shiny." She said, "I used the Pantene stuff you talked about." And it was this. It's the Illuminating Color Care. This is the Glossing Rescue Shots. Now, I spoke before that I used to get a glossing treatment at the salon after they would color my hair, and I think it would run about another $20, but my hair would be so shiny for weeks that I felt, wow, it's really worth it. Well, I get that look from these, and they're so inexpensive. You get 4 treatments in this box, and now if you have really thick hair, you're probably going to need 2 of these when you do your hair. I can get by with using 1 every 2 times that I do it. But I did it last night, and I think looking in the mirror here that my hair has quite a bit of shine. I love the way it makes my hair feel when I rinse it out. My hair's super silky, and I just think it's one of the best shine products that I've ever used from the drugstore. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. That way, when I hear about a new beauty product or I get a great idea about a tip I want to share, you won't miss it. Now it's time for the giveaway. The winner of last week's giveaway is pinned in the first pinned comment. And I also want to thank all of you who shop my Amazon store. Those links are beneath the video. If you just click the little arrow, you'll see all the links to every product that I've talked about today. One of my subscribers recommended putting the products in the order that I speak about them, and I'm doing that now, and I appreciate that suggestion so much. I would still love to hear any products that you think were the best of 2020. And don't worry about the date. If it's something new to you, that's fine too. I love hearing about those, or a product you would like me to try. Now this week I'm giving away this Milani palette. It is such a great palette. These are so blendable, beautiful shades. And this flower lipstick. This is a lipstick and a lip gloss in one. It's 2-sided. It's one of my favorites. And I know that one of you will really enjoy it. Thank you for all your kind comments, your thumbs up. I hope you'll go over to my Facebook because I have lots of videos that I post there. I post during the week. When I hear about something or I test a new product that I love, I put it on Facebook. If you'll go over there and like my page, then you'll know when I post a new video. Thanks so much for watching.